Hello and welcome to your local cryptid broadcast. Today I'm drawing my D&D party. This is my first time DMing a campaign that I wrote both the campaign and the world for, and so I am so super excited for it. The lovely people that make up my players are all really considerate, so there should be nothing to worry about. However, past D&D traumas that I'll get into in another video have me terrified my players will end up resenting me, like we resented our last DM. But I know this is an irrational fear since these are all super lovely people. The first lovely person being a friend of mine that we will call Loaf. Loaf's D&D character that I'm drawing on the screen right now, his name is Raziel, a character he wrote his own homebrew class for, and its race is a lightning born. The class is essentially a spell sword from Skyrim that's all lightning flavored. And it's all so super cool, just trust me. When drawing this character, Loaf gave me second to nothing to work with. The only description he gave was long grayish hair, but not too long, blue eyes, and 6 foot tall. This was nothing to go off of, but it also gave me a lot of appreciated freedom. From Raziel's backstory, as a prince, I decided to go hard with the royal princely vibes, and that was my direction for most of the character design. I decided to keep the color scheme very, very royal and jewel-tony. Loaf has this continuous habit in D&D to always attempt being a royalty in the game. While it's peculiar, I'm glad he found something he likes to play as early on. Raziel, the character, is really laid back and reserved, much like the player Loaf is a really shy friend of mine. I spent 2 years chasing and trying to talk to him before we actually settled into being friends. I truly am the worst nightmare of this kind of introvert, but that's too bad. We're friends now and there's no getting rid of me. Believe me, he's tried. Unlike Loaf, however, Raziel is a very stubborn character, which will interact very funnily with some of the other players. But I won't get too into that because that's spoilers for my players who are probably watching this. Generally, to give the princely vibe, I knew I should add plenty of gold edging to the outfit, as well as adding things such as epaulettes, buttons, chains, a corset, and fancy-looking boots to make sure that it looked really, really royal. But in order to show off a little immaturity and take the design from being king to princely, I kept his shirt undone, both to show he's a little less put together literally and figuratively than a full-fledged king adult, but instead more immature princely vibes. When drawing this, I experimented a fair bit with my style and ran into multiple small errors that just kind of built up over time. Something I'm often critiqued for is my art looking too digital or too clean. So for this drawing, I tried out using a pencil brush that has a lot more grit to it. The problem with me using this brush is that it made filling colors really weird, as well as it was very transparent. And I don't know, the line art was getting lost in the colors. To remedy both of these issues, I duplicated my line art layer twice and then merged them, effectively darkening and firming up the boundaries for the coloring stage of the process. After I finished this drawing, I was unhappy with some of the proportions and posing, but forgot to record myself editing it. So when we start our next character, you'll notice Raziel's feet are smaller, and his shoulder has moved slightly. These simple errors can make or break a drawing, so I knew I had to fix them for my own peace of mind. Oh, I had a friend of mine point out he would look more royal had I chosen to use the color red instead of blue, but I didn't want to do that, as this character's whole shtick is lightning and thunder, and lightning is more associated with the color blue. The character I'm working on now is Fervus, a human spellcaster whose class I won't reveal. I was given more time to work with designing this character, but phew, I'm so tired from drawing. I've been drawing for the past 15 hours, and now I have to type this whole script thing, and then read it out loud, and then edit my pop while talking to it, and then I have to edit me saying out because I say in a ridiculous amount of times in these videos, and oh my god. That's a lot, man. Instead of talking about the character, since that's mostly spoilers anyway, I'm going to talk about me and the player behind this character, who we will call Zach, with an HK. Me and Zach, with an HK, have been friends for 3 years, and I express my biggest pet peeve is when people introduce themselves with the spelling of their name when it isn't needed. So unless you are ordering something that you need your name on, you don't need to tell me how to spell your name, okay? Zach, with an HK, took this and decided it would be funny to introduce himself with the wrong spelling of his name, so I didn't know how to spell his name for about 3 months. This is a good story to show what kind of person Zach with an HK is. All jokes aside, he's a great friend of mine, and he worked hard on this character. Thanks, Zach with an HK. I love you, man. As for my friend, who we will call Nomi, and her character Latafa, Nomi is the yin to Loth's yang for sure. While Loth gave me no details to work with, Nomi gave me a written description and a mood board as well as a LEQ on her backstory, which is much appreciated. This drawing was so relaxing because I didn't have to think about a thing I was drawing. I desperately needed a break from drawing after these 15 hours, a long 15 hours. I didn't have to design or think at all while working on this drawing, and God, am I so thankful for that. So I just sat back and started the line art, and then I fell asleep and slept for 2 hours when I was meant to be drawing. So, hi, again. I did end up finishing the piece, but geez, man, I do need a break. I love the way Lutafa came out, and I'll just have to draw the other 2 party members of my D&D campaign next time. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but this is the first campaign I've made that I made both the world for and the actual story. So I'm really excited to have my friends play through it. I love the way Lutafa came out, and I hope you guys do like it too. Lutafa is a human with a class as spectacular as the creator, Nomi. The class is like if you imagine the Grim Reaper and then mashed Magical Girl essence into it, and that's essentially what the class is. I'm just now realizing my script is too short, and I still have 3 more minutes of recording I need to do. So I guess I'll do a little introduction on me. Even though I'm not drawing myself as the DM in this, but who cares? Hello, I'm your cryptid, and I have 2 main art styles, one that I'm using to draw on the screen right now, and one I use for animating purposes that you'll see my little dude who, my little persona is, and I call those popples, if you were confused. It's just a mixture of the word bobblehead and peoples, because I thought that was cute. I actually started my very first video that I actually have deleted now, with Hello Peoples, because one of my friends had a really, cringy YouTube intro where they said hello peoples, and I thought it was absolutely adorable, so I stole it. Well, it was really just more of a reference to that video rather than stealing, just to embarrass. That actually, the friend that made the Hello Peoples YouTube video is playing my campaign, and I'll be drawing him next time. I love his character oh so much. It's a little gremlin, and I think you guys will really enjoy it too. I still have some more talking to do. Yeah, I'm your cryptid. I like tea and bay leaves. I'll be posting D&D content pretty regularly. I'm gonna give you guys a tour of my D&D journal sometime soon. My favorite food is cereal. I have a hedgehog named Fondue who I love oh so dearly. Fondue's favorite food is bananas, as it should be. Bananas are probably top 5 best fruits, and everything else my top 5 she can't eat without it poisoning her and her dying. So she had the good choice given her options. If any of you guys are have ever been a dungeon master before, please in the comments give me some of your advice. I do know a fair bit of the rules. I read the Dungeon Master's Handbook, so I think I should be fine, but it is still oh so nerve-wracking, and I would like some good reassurance. One of the biggest things I did have to teach myself about DMing is that world building and session planning are not the same thing, and if you don't actually session plan, you are going to struggle a good bit. That's something I've learned from the railroad campaigns I've done. I thought that, I just thought that it would there would be no thinking for me. I would just get to sit back and watch my friends roleplay and make fools of themselves. I was very wrong. Don't fool yourself like I did. Anyhow, since you watched this video for this long, that must have meant you liked it, so you are legally obligated to subscribe. Thank you. Bye!